for all of those who are new to the channel, my name is JTVectorSigma. Now, I was feeling not too well earlier, but my headache seems to be gone now, or at least tolerable, so I'm going to be reacting. And I'm going to be reacting to something a little bit special. For those of you, again, who are new, I am a huge, huge Transformers nerd. I love the franchise. I love everything about it, pretty much. It's amazing. But lately, things haven't been too great. The last cartoon series that started up was not good. And the comics are coming to an end. And the movies are still ongoing, even though they should have died years ago. I mean, I enjoy the third one as a movie, not necessarily as a Transformers film, but as a movie, it was decent. And the first film, it was as good as it probably could have been at the time. Maybe a little bit less of Michael Bay's influence would have been great, but it was about as good as it could have been at the time. But yeah, the rest of them, just forget about it. Anyways, but here we have a bit of a new opportunity. Transformers Cyberverse. Now, when I first heard about this series, my response was kind of, no. Just no. I wasn't enthusiastic about it at all. I felt like we need maybe like a year break. You know, we've got stuff going on that we don't need another cartoon series right away. I mean, we've got the Studio Series toy line coming out, and we've got a new War for Cybertron toy line coming out, and there's going to be another movie coming out. So, you know, we could do without another cartoon starting up for a little while. So maybe just give it a break, and, you know, maybe come up with something actually good, and not rush it, and maybe, you know, pay attention to what the fans actually want for a change. Not like every fan, because, you know, not all the fans are going to agree, but in general, there are things that people want that they're just not getting, you know? And if you look at RID, it's pretty obvious. The art styles, nobody really likes the art styles. And that's a minor complaint, really, because I like things like Ben 10 Omniverse and Transformers Animated, which had wildly controversial art styles. Like, nobody likes those art styles, but I was okay with them, and the series themselves I felt were actually pretty good. But your art style is the first thing you present to your audience, and so you probably want to refine it and make sure it's something that actually looks good. And I'll be honest, the first time I saw the Cyberverse art style, I was just like, the fuck is that? It looked bad. And my opinion of the art style kind of has improved a fair bit as we've seen more of the designs and more clips and stuff like that. But I'm still a little bit put off by it. It still looks very cheap, I want to say, which is kind of the overall feeling I get from this series, especially once I saw the toys. The toys for this series are garbage. I would never buy them or pay for them, or like maybe 10 cents at a yard sale kind of thing, you know? Like, that's my level of, like, what I'm willing to give for those toys. So yeah, Hasbro kind of screwed up on the marketing of this series, definitely at first. And I mean, the toys are still bad, but as the clips have come out and as the trailer came out, I was actually pleasantly surprised by what I was seeing. I only watched a few, just enough to really get a feel for what was going on, and from what I could tell, this is a series that's going to have a fairly decent sense of humor, with a focus on the lore and characters, which automatically lends itself to a great evolving story. And to me, yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I want. It's exactly what we didn't get with Robots in Disguise 2015. That series had a very static premise and a very static, just overall plot. Things happen, but nobody learned anything from it. Nobody grew as characters. Here, it would be pretty much impossible for that to happen again. So, I'm kind of excited for this series, and I'm excited enough that, having downloaded the first 2 episodes, I'm going to react to it. And obviously, if you're seeing this, it's something that I consider worth sticking around for. I wouldn't put up a reaction to something that I didn't really enjoy at all. Like, I can usually find some enjoyment in just about everything. Like, even RID had its cool moments, but that series overall was very hard to enjoy, and I thought about doing reactions to it because by that time it got into like season 2 or 3, I had actually had my reaction channel going for a fair amount of time, so I was like, should I do a reaction to this? But ultimately I was unable to muster up the enthusiasm for the series to do a reaction. And maybe if I had my channel back when the series first aired and I'd watched the first couple episodes, that might have been different, but from what I recall of those first couple episodes, probably not. I probably would have watched them, recorded myself watching them, and been like, yeah, I'm going to delete these files and we'll never speak of this again. So if you are seeing this, just know that before even watching the episodes, before we even get into the episodes, you'll know that my opinion is pretty good. So, let's actually find out what there is to know. Well, actually, I haven't even actually said what I do know. So I saw the clip of, who was it? Thundercracker, I think? Or was it Skywarp? I don't remember. One of the Seekers attacking Windblade, which was a pretty intense fight. And then I saw the clip of Windblade and Bumblebee actually getting away and finding the ship. And I saw the trailer, which basically set up the premise of Bumblebee's missing his memories. He needs to get them back with Windblade's help as we go through his memories and we learn about Cybertron and the war and whatnot. We're going to see a lot of cool stuff. And then hopefully at some point we'll get back to the present and actually have real progressing story going on. Apparently the Autobots are all... The main 5 Autobots, including Bumblebee, crashed on Earth, and the other 4, besides Windblade, are like asleep somewhere, I guess. Kind of like waiting for Bumblebee to get his memories back and go find them and wake them up. Which is a pretty cool setup, I think. So, we'll see. Let's find out. And we'll start these episodes. I'm going to be watching both of them in 3, 2, 1, play. Got your Kim Cartoon logo. And I'm going to try adjusting this. Okay. Okay. Fractured Part 1. Cool. I like the music. Hey Bumblebee, you're not obeying any traffic laws. So either this is your first time on Earth or you've already lost your memories. Or both. Okay, that was pretty cool. So, end of the road. I'm gonna jump that. I'm gonna try. Oh, nice.
Bumblebee, is that you?
What? Okay, that was actually pretty funny. Like, nice timing when played. Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Bumblebee, where are you?
Okay, so this is our actual intro. Now that I can actually... I've seen this on Come Out and Cam, I think is how it's pronounced, his channel. But I couldn't really hear the music that well. Not bad. Not the greatest, but not bad.
B, grab on.
Director Robert Cullen. Related to Peter? He's like terrified, like, what the fuck is going on here? Who are you? I do.
Again! I want another ride!
Bumblebee, I can't believe it. Wait, I thought Ratchet fixed your voice box. Oh, never mind. It's great to see you. What are you doing here?
Hanging out, having fun. I'm really fast.
I know you are. I mean, what
Aw,
are you
this is
doing
cute,
here on
actually.
Earth?
What are you doing here?
The same thing you're doing. After you, Optimus and the others left Cybertron in search of the Allspark, there wasn't much hope left.
Oh.
Those of us left behind continued the fight.
Oh. Who I recognize Perceptor. Who was the other one? Was that
We
Blur?
knew we couldn't win.
Oh, is this... Oh, no,
Then
those
the
are just generic
discovered
Decepticons.
the location of the Allspark.
Oh.
They think it's here, on Earth.
Hmm.
The Decepticon Armada left Cybertron to capture the Allspark. And because there was no word from Optimus said he would send word B. Why didn't he?
He's a complicated guy.
I knew I had to get to Earth before the Decepticons got the Allspark.
So-
And the only way to do that was through the space bridge.
Bridge!
Yeah, I know. I didn't think
Huh.
the space bridge could be fixed either. But Perceptor was finally able to repair it. Still, we couldn't be sure if it would actually work.
Which is why your dumbass went first. Huh. So... It does bear a lot of resemblance to Prime so far. Oops!
It was a one-way trip.
Huh.
I searched the Earth for
I mean,
months for
it wouldn't make
any
sense
sign
for
of
it to be
Allspark.
Prime, though. So it's not in the same continuity as anything previously. Definitely not. Just a lot of
All I found were
cues.
Decepticon scouts.
Hmm.
Until I found you, B.
Aww.
I had no idea the Autobots were on Earth.
Totally.
I'm so happy to see you.
Me too!
This
You're
is
awesome!
this is already
So,
really
you
cool.
made it.
Pretty
Where are
intense.
the others?
That's a great question. And the answer is...
Optimus, the rest of the
He
crew,
doesn't.
where are
He
they?
doesn't
B?
know.
First, you gotta tell me something.
What?
Who are you?
I'm Windblade, B. Are you okay?
Nothing wrong with this, Julie.
Check it out!
Okay. So yeah, he doesn't remember anything, and she didn't realize that yet.
Autobots are?
Maybe.
Seen this part.
Do you know where the Allspark is?
Nope.
Could be.
Do you remember Cybertron?
What do you think?
Do you remember anything?
How to do donuts. And over
That's-
50 different recipes for your microwave oven.
B, stop doing donuts.
Okay.
What are we gonna do now?
We have to figure this thing out. You really don't remember anything. Bumblebee,
Oh, you
Uh.
brought a friend? Are they staying for dinner?
a friend.
Oh dear. Yeah, no, that's not. Damn! I forgot how fucking great that dynamic entry
So
was.
mad at each other.
That was a pretty dramatic entrance. Okay, that's what it meant by part 1 versus part 2. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to tango!
Okay, that really was quite the dynamic entry. Yeah. Windblade's design is pretty cool. I'm not so sure about the Seeker's designs, though. Like,
Who's gonna land the big one?
he doesn't look that great.
Somebody's going down here.
Bumblebee looks okay. Ow. I'll talk about it later. It's just something about Windblade that I don't really want to forget.
Bumblebee.
Hey now, hold on there, fella.
Ow. No. With your own weapon, huh? That's... Oh!
B.
Ow.
Sorry, partner.
But much like Prime and
least
Robots
you
in Disguise,
remember
he's
your
got like a
stinger.
kind of cowboy thing going on. Uh-oh. Not long enough to,
Back off, Thundercracker.
Oh, it is Thundercracker. Oh! Damn. Okay, not bad. Okay, that was pretty cool.
Was classic.
If there's one
Huh.
seeker, there may be more. We need to go. I have an idea that may help us, but first, we find somewhere safe.
Wish the transformations were a little bit more detailed so that way you could see them better. But I guess since the toys are such crap, it doesn't matter anyways. That's a cool, like,
Decepticons.
driving
You
sequence.
don't even remember Decepticons? Never trust a Decepticon because, well,
It's in
they're
the name.
deceptive. Wait,
Good.
over there. Solid rock makes for good cover.
Usually. Yes. Okay, I recognize this set piece from the other clip. Ooh.
What is this?
It's a hole in the ground.
What a go-in!
Bad idea.
B, we're not going in that hole. Sit down. B, listen carefully. We've known each other a very long time. We're good friends. Do you remember any of that?
Yeah? Maybe.
No.
Not really.
Oh, Primus help me. Okay, I want
Ooh,
to try something.
first mention of Primus.
We bots record everything we've experienced. It's all there in our memory files. Yours might be a little scrambled.
Scrambled, sunny side up, over easy. The way you like it.
Maybe I can find out what's wrong with you. I'm going to enter your mind using this.
Ugh.
Psychic patch. Oops, no, that's not right. Sorry.
Let's take a look.
Okay, where does she carry all of that stuff?
Let me know what you find in there.
Also, yeah, that thing was horrifying, whatever the hell it
This
was.
won't hurt a bit.
So, it might not be like the same universe as Transformers Prime, but it might be in the same universal cluster. Ow. Ugh. They're not just scrambled, they're missing. Well, dang, that's actually pretty horrifying. Oh, shit. Well, you just probably sent out a signal to every Decepticon in the area. And you're both knocked out, so unable to defend yourselves very easily. And there's this ship going over, most likely. Or just shadows shifting around. Here come the Seekers. Okay, so that's the first episode. Not bad. Literally 3 voice actors. Texturing? What texturing? There wasn't a whole lot of texturing. Boulder Media was responsible for some Equestria Girl stuff, and they were pretty good. But, okay, memory. Here we go. Okay, so we're going back to this. It would be kind of interesting if this was very anime-like in that each episode just kind of led straight into the next one. I do like that ship design. Okay, that Seeker has more feminine lips, so
Captain, we've been hit by some kind of Autobot energy pulse.
ooh, Captain?
Moving in to investigate.
Ooh, I like her voice. She has a nice voice. I wasn't expecting that nice voice. I was expecting something more screechy. I suppose I should say it right now. My least favorite design so far is definitely Grimlock's. Just looks a little bit weird. But, we'll see. Rebooted.
There's a
Different writer than the last episode.
Not going away anytime soon. Wow, I didn't know that would happen. Your memory files are much worse than I thought.
What are you trying to do? Turn me in?
Oh, a lovely bowl of steamed vegetables.
Yeah, he is pissed.
Now go on. Get out of here.
I didn't mean to do that. But listen, we have a really important mission to accomplish. You have to trust me.
Trust is the most important thing, but
A stranger can mean danger.
We can talk about this later. That energy pulse will alert.
Basically,
any
how do I know
robots
you
to our
can
location.
know I can trust
Let's
you
go.
after that?
I'd follow you.
Nowhere. That's where.
Wait! You don't understand.
You know what would be funny is
what
if he
kind of
talked
danger
using
we're
clips
in.
from
And I know
previous
it's not your
Transformers
fault,
series. Yeah, there you go. Thundercracker and the other one. I've heard her name, but I don't remember what it was. Ooh, an aerial combat scene. This could be cool. Nice!
You filthy Autobot scum.
Really?
That's not exactly the voice I was expecting either, but not bad.
I will destroy you for saying whatever you're talking about.
Very neighborhood bully type sounding voice.
Hey, you okay down there?
Oh yeah. This is
Terrible! The worst!
Get serious. Use your stinger.
Yes!
He's like,
problem. Gear is not responsive. I repeat, gear not functional.
wait, what? So he forgot how to do that again.
Back to the mine.
I'm yours. Whatever.
Just get me out of here.
That sounded like Grunkle Standoff Gravity Falls almost. Okay. So he can at least remember how to transform to vehicle mode. Just can't remember how to transform to,
hey, great plan. We're trapped.
It is a great plan. Okay? Ready? Let's go.
okay. And so we already got some reused footage here, stock footage of the transformations. Which, I'm not against,
Just in.
that was
but
Now can you guess what our next step might be?
We really need to get you firing on all cylinders.
Ha! Primo! And what did you have in mind?
Where there are scouts, there's a scout ship. Let's go find it.
yeah. Dialogue in that scene
There it is.
hasn't really grown on me
All in one.
at all.
I cannot believe it, folks.
We can use the extra processing power of that ship's computer to help access your memory files.
That's
Okay.
Doesn't sound
here's
like a
what
bad
we're gonna
idea.
do. I'm going to create a distraction.
I remember that. Yep, already going in.
Wait!
I remember there being a third Seeker Scout at some point mentioned, so there's probably going to be another one on board the ship somewhere. Animation is a bit weird at times, but it's kind of growing on me. Nice little fake out, I guess.
Please remain seated until the captain has turned off the
Just
seatbelt sign.
press all the buttons.
How about you remain seated?
That is still funny right there.
I'm
Stop
going to hack into the ship's
touching.
central processor. And stop touching things.
You can't tell me what to do. Oh, that is still funny. But there should be a third seeker somewhere, right?
Hey, B. Get in here. It's ready.
Not doing that again. Oh.
Master, no.
It's okay. I
Frankenstein.
wasn't able to create a solid connection on my own. But the ship's computer should be enough to keep things stable for both of us.
How many times do I have to tell you I'm not going to the dance with you?
I know it hurt
There.
before, but
Aw.
I promise you'll be okay.
So I'm guessing fans will already be shipping them. Oh, there's like a mark back there.
Next time, something to sit on.
Oh,
Wow. This is
Oh.
so cool.
you can see and hear him speak.
Whoa. Whoa! I can talk.
Talk, think. It's kind of the same thing in here.
So, here is inside my mind? What is all
Yep.
of this?
These cells
Your memories.
are your memory files. Oh, there's a lot of damage here.
Oh. That explains why I can't remember much. Wait, how are you here? It's my mind.
My city speaker ability allows me to project my
Oh, they-
consciousness here.
City speaker?
Yes, I have powerful mental abilities rooted in an ancient tradition of multiversal communication with entities far greater than can be comprehended. I
Huh?
can do like telepathy and stuff.
A little weird.
Pretty cool.
Okay, a lot weird.
That's more from the comics
what
than
am
any
I
other
supposed to
version
do?
of her,
You
but
can
I like
access
it.
your memory files directly through this interface. Let's try an undamaged one first. Right there. Focus on that cell and the memory in it.
That's probably a very, very recent one. Yeah, that's replaying the first episode again. Okay, we don't need to see all of it again, I don't think.
That was fun.
Okay, this works. Now, let's find some answers. Try remembering the location of the Ark. Focus on it.
Location of the Ark. Location of the Ark. Location of the...
B, stop! You okay?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Let's try something simpler. Do you remember
Yeah, that's-
anything about the Ark? Anything at all?
The Ark. The Ark.
Maybe where it was built? Ah, here's one.
Step on it, my friend. Or the Ark
Oh.
won't be leaving without you.
Yeah, boarding it.
I see you're on time as usual. Not like you're about to leave on the most important mission ever. I'll be fine. You watch your bumper out there.
Aww.
We'll hold Cybertron. Just get the Allspark back.
It really is cute. Aww.
I remember now. We were friends once.
We still are.
Aww.
Starscream to Seekers. Report.
Oh.
Did you locate any Autobots?
B!
It's-
And they know how to rock.
Bumblebee?
Oh crap. Okay, oh. over already. Damn. Huh. That went fast. Alright. Well. I think you can probably tell that went well. I mean, I was kind of expecting it to, but maybe that went a little bit better than expected, actually. Like, yeah, I mean, just... Alright, I'm not sure if it's as valid now, but when Thundercracker first showed up and attacked Windblade, their first little skirmish, I appreciate that Windblade didn't automatically start winning. Like, she's clearly a powerful warrior, but she also seems to be more on the defensive than, well, her previous animated cartoon version. In RID, one of the big complaints about Windblade was that she was borderline overpowered. She just basically won every fight that she got into. Her showing up on the situation basically meant that Day was saved. So to see here that she's pretty much getting her ass kicked a lot, it's actually quite gratifying. Especially since the comics aren't too far different. She might not be the best in the fight in the comics, at least not to my memory, but she's definitely got the political maneuverability and whatnot, and so here it's quite nice to see that she's apparently a relatively low level soldier. Like, she didn't rank going to Earth right off the bat with the rest of Optimus Prime's elite, like Bumblebee does. So yeah, it's nice. And overall, the relationship between Bumblebee and Windblade, the kind of a brother-sister type deal, is actually... It was quite sweet. It was... Like, the affection was obvious. Windblade's concern for him, and when it appeared like, yeah, he doesn't know anything, it's kind of like she used to be the little sister-ish, and now she's got to be the big sister. That's kind of cool to me. And yeah, just seeing them, seeing Bumblebee remember her and actually just be like, holy crap, I know you, I remember you now. That was a nice moment. I do kind of feel like, in a slightly more serious type setting, that might have been like one of the last memories that Bumblebee recovered, where he'd like go the entire season without remembering Windblade, and then all of a sudden at the end of the season he'd get that memory back, and it would just be like this huge, very teary-eyed type moment where it's just like, I remember you. And that didn't happen, obviously. It came back sooner, but I still appreciate it. It's not quite as dramatic, but it still is very fluffy kind of feeling. And I appreciate that in both of these, we got a pretty decent fight in both of them. The animation, while not necessarily being, like, the style of it is still a bit off. It might take a few more episodes to get used to it, if I ever do, but definitely within its style, the animation looks really cool. It's really fluid, really dynamic. There's a lot going on, actually, in spite of everything looking very smooth. And I actually do have a good comparison for it. If I don't know what type of games you might play on your smartphone, but if you go on to your apps and you download from Adult Swim games, ironically enough, and ironically enough, it's called I think it's called like Giant Boulder of Death or something like that. It's this really simple game. You play as a giant boulder rolling down a hill, and you have to avoid obstacles, or else your boulder is going to explode into fragments. And while you're rolling down the hill, you also have to crush a bunch of non-obstacle stuff in order to gain points. But the style of that game, the way that the coloration is used to simulate shadows, there's no outlines, there's just the colors and the polygons. It's not exactly the same, but it does look very similar to this. What's also interesting, I think, is that so far, while we are on Earth and we've seen signs of human habitation, we actually haven't seen any humans at all, which is very unusual for a Transformers series. I don't necessarily remember. It's been a while since I watched the pilot, the first few episodes of G1, but I'm pretty sure definitely by the end of the end of the first 30-minute episode, we've seen a human. So to go that as long as it is without seeing humans, I think the last series that did that would have been Beast Wars / Beast Machines, one of those two. Which is kind of interesting. So I can appreciate that in a kind of weird way. Without humans around, the series still manages to feel pretty cool, pretty grounded in a way. Like, it definitely kind of... I don't know. It's hard for me to look at it completely objectively, because I do know, like... I don't know this Bumblebee, but I do know Bumblebee in general, and same with Windblade. I have certain expectations for these characters, and so far they've been met. But somebody who isn't familiar with Transformers, somebody who has never watched a Transformers series ever, or a child who is watching this as their first Transformers series, I don't know how those people would look at this. Are they invested enough in the characters? I kind of feel like they would be, simply because of the way that it works as a story. You start out with Bumblebee, and you get to see that he is very childish at the moment. But then Windblade comes in. Does a little bit of telepathy contact, like, "Hey, Bumblebee, where are you?" And shocks him enough that he face plants into a wall, establishing the humor of the series, while also establishing that, via that interruption, though, that the childish moments aren't necessarily going to be the entire series. It's going to have a bit of a seriousness and a bit of heart to it. And then Windblade herself shows up, saves Bumblebee in what is actually a pretty decently cool sequence. And then from there, it just keeps building, showing the relationship between Windblade and Bumblebee, showing a bit more of the humor, but also a lot of the epicness. And yeah, we get to the end of the first 11-minute episode, and that sequence with the cortical psychic patch was actually quite horrifying, actually. So I really do appreciate that. And multiple flashbacks as well, just in general, showing off Cybertron, showing off how Windblade got to Earth, all of that. That was really cool. I do like it. I forget... I was just about to say something. Oh... Right. The one moment that felt a bit out of place for the first episode was Windblade holding up that random torture device and being like, "I'm going to use this on your memory." And both me and Bumblebee were just kind of like, what the fuck? Like, that moment felt a bit off, because it didn't really necessarily feel as in character for Windblade, especially. It very much qualifies as a bit of a big-lipped alligator moment. But I don't know. It was funny enough, I think, that it was worth leaving it in there. But then going into the second episode, we actually got to hear some of the Decepticons talk. I kind of do appreciate that they didn't muddy up the first episode with the Decepticons doing a bunch of trash talk and anything else really like that. It was like they had the guy do a few grunts, but it was mostly just Windblade and Bumblebee talking. I mean, they're obviously going to be basically our two main characters, so to have them get basically the entire first 11 minutes to talk to each other, I really appreciate that. It worked nicely. And then the second 11-minute episode escalated things by bringing in another Seeker, by having a bit bigger of a fight, technically two separate fights going on at the same time. And they had like a moment of aerial battle. That was really actually quite impressive, I think, for the first two episodes. And then, brought in a bit of the lore with the City Speaker ability, like beyond the usual, the Arc, the Allspark, that sort of thing. Those are like expected stuff for Transformers. If you're a fan of Transformers, like you expect to have a mention of a big MacGuffin, you expect a mention of the Arc, because like that's the big ship, kind of like the Decepticons have the Nemesis. But Windblade's City Speaker abilities have thus far been unique to the comics, and so to have them be mentioned here as basically a catch-all telepathy between robots type deal, that's actually really cool. And I do kind of wonder if maybe it's a thing that she uses in combat too, like to read her enemies' minds. But it doesn't necessarily seem to work like that. It mostly seems to work as a communications tool. I have to wonder if there's like some sort of limit to the distance over which it can be done, because she did just kind of contact Bumblebee out of nowhere and ask where he was, implying that she wasn't actually nearby. Or maybe it was just a case of she was near enough to him to communicate with him like that, and she was like broadcasting herself out there to any and all Autobots nearby. That could be a thing. I don't know. We might get more of that in the next couple episodes. So yeah, just all around, this was... I liked it. I did. I really liked it. Bit more than I was expecting to. I kind of expected to have that was okay type reaction to it, but no, I'm actually invested. Like, Starscream just found out that Bumblebee's on Earth, and he sounds notably worried. Like, how good of a warrior was Bumblebee? What kind of past interactions has he had to make Starscream worried? I mean, Starscream these days is typically portrayed as being very cowardly, so, you know, like, it might not take that much to make him afraid, especially since he's apparently only second in command, from what I've heard, of the Decepticons, or of the Seekers. Like, there's another character between him and Megatron, maybe. I'm not sure. It's unclear from the promotional what that sort of stuff is, so I'm going to assume that it's going to be clarified next episode, maybe. But, I mean, it did seem, based on the fact that Starscream was in the room with Megatron in the flashback there, that Starscream is Megatron's second in command still. So it kind of wouldn't necessarily make sense for him to be second in command to Megatron, but also second in command to someone else. That wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. So I'm going to assume that either somebody got something confused when they were making that promotional announcement, or it was deliberately misleading, one or the other. Regardless, though, yeah, Starscream's no slouch, usually, so to make him afraid, Bumblebee has to have done something pretty cool, and I'm eager to find out about that. And just in general, I feel like these two episodes had a lot of, like, in spite of Windblade narrating the flashbacks, they had a lot of showing without telling going on. And just in general, it worked. It works as a series, and just judging by the way that the second episode ended, and also by the way that the second episode just kind of picked up right after the first episode ended with a little bit of a replay from what happened at the end of the first episode. Like, that's a very anime thing to do. Pretty much all anime that I've watched where the episodes have continuity within each other, like when an episode flows into the next one, they all do something very similar where it's like, okay, replay this one bit from the end of the last episode, but maybe at a different angle, or show a different reaction to it, something like that, and maybe a little bit of different dialogue, something like that. It doesn't matter. But they might do that and then just continue straight on from there. And as proof of that, I would point to Transformers Armada, which was basically just an anime version of Transformers that was redubbed for the US release. But that show, when the episodes had continuity between themselves, or like when one episode was continuing off from another, they did that. They had like, okay, here's the ending of the last episode, let's alter a few things and then just go right on, from that. And I think that that's just a really cool style of storytelling for them to be doing. And if it continues onward from this, like, it's just, I like it. I really do. I don't remember how many episodes this first thing had. For some reason, the number that's coming to my mind is 18, but that doesn't sound quite right. I'm probably going to have to look it up. Either way, I've been talking long enough, I think, for basically a 22-minute session. No, this was good. If like you have friends who are into Transformers but who are hesitant about the series, tell them to watch it. Like, this was, man, it's just a shame that the toys were so shitty, are so shitty. Like, if this series had actual good toys to it, I think it would be perfect.